talk about more about how you're going to prepare your lab report.
I've spoken to you guys about the assignment before, but I think what I'll do is, do you want me to go through it again briefly?
Yes,
Get a
please.
quick idea of what's going on? Alright, so I'll start at the very beginning. The exam is worth 12 credits. The coursework is worth 8 credits. Of those 8 credits, the report is worth 4.8 credits. Okay. To go with that, you've got a component 10%, so that's 0.8 credits for your attendance at these labs, and whatever else is left, 30% of the coursework on a Blackboard test. Now the Blackboard test was going to be in week 7, but you guys disappeared off the Premier Vision. I had a periodic review last week, so I had to sit in with lots of external examiners. So I bumped it. So I've moved it further on to week 9. So that's just after Easter, I think. We'll have a Blackboard review. The Blackboard quiz. Okay. The 4.8 credits. What's expected from you guys? Well, I want one 20-page report. Okay, so that comes from all of you, not individually, all of you. So let's get some terminology. Individual, that's you, that's your contribution. Team, they're the guys who you've done the different recipes with. So here we've got team 1, 3 in there, team 2, team 3, team 4, team 5. Group, that's everybody timetable for this session today. As a group, I want one 20-page report. As an individual, I want about 1 page of A4, a section of that report. And that will constitute 50% of your mark. So 2.4 credits. Okay, that's 50%. If you go onto Blackboard, into PPEB, colour, and you click in the assessment section, you'll be able to access this document. It's 4 pages, it's quite thorough, it's got quite a lot of detail in what's expected from you. On the second page of that, I've got a suggested report content table. And what I've suggested is a breakdown of the different areas. So for instance, if you're in Team 1, I'm expecting Team 1 to talk a little bit about acid dyes. There are lots of things Team 1 can say about acid dyes. If they were to go down into the resources and have a look in broadband, for instance, there are several pages on acid dyes. So as a team, I'd like you to get together and say, oh, I want to do this bit, I'll do that bit, I'll do the last bit. Okay. It might not be one, but I'll do this bit, I'll do that bit, and I'll do another bit. So those are your single pages, okay? Not the same thing. Different aspects of acid dyes, okay? If you're in Team 2, you talk about nylon. So the 2 of you can go and have a look. Again, broadband's quite a good resource, a good starting point. You can go to there, have a look, see what you can portion out. So for Team 3, you guys, I've got fastness in here, but I'd like it to be applicable to the lab sessions. So it'll be wash fastness. So if you have a look in the back of your wash fastness handout here, for instance, you'll see in the resources you've got 3 international standards there for a start. So you've got the test that you're actually doing now, and you've got something about multi-fibre strips as well. So that might be a good place to start. You can also have a look in the books as well. You guys, Team 4, we're looking at visual assessment. You've got at the back of this.
Yes.
You've got an international standard.
Well, I do all the videoing, so.
Pages in there. Have a good look at that.
Well, I do all the videoing, so
Perhaps
it might be used.
what sort of equipment that you would use to do the visual assessment, things like that. You guys, we've got instruments. So you might talk about the instruments. You might talk about some of the
that's more easy to find because the method is all here.
Alright, so now you know your rough areas and where you can start to find the information. That's your one page, that's your 50% of your mark right there. So that's a bit of research for you. In terms of a team, as we go through now, you're going to find things out. So today, you might find out as a team that your sample with the mixture of dyes and auxiliaries that you've used, well, you might find some of the dyes in your mixture don't stay on the fabric, they migrate, they disappear onto the multi-fibre script. So you can tell me something about which are the best dyes and their fastness characteristics. You'll also do an assessment in colour physics in the colour matching booth, and you'll be able to tell me how much dye, what rating of colour fastness your sample has. Okay? You'll also do pass-fail measurements. So you might decide that one sample's a pass, you might say it's a fail. So everybody's going to have their own bits of data associated with them. And what I'd like you to do is pool that data together. Bring it together as a coherent story. Right, so what you're going to do is you're going to take that data and put it in the results section. So you'll have a bunch of information that describes recipe 1, recipe 2, recipe 3, recipe 4, recipe 5. Once you've got that data, as a group, I'd like you to discuss the overall findings. So you might find that recipe A might be a really close match, but some of the dyes come out. So once you wash it, it's not a good match. So I just want you to have a look and tell me the different things you find. And once you've got all 5 sets of results in there, that's fairly easy. Now, there's a couple of ways you could do that. For me, because you're just talking about a packet of data, you could get together. So 5 of you could get together, 1 from each group. Now, what I'd suggest is it isn't one person. It could be a few meetings, and it could be a different person each time, because you're just talking about the data. Alternatively, and I know a lot of students like to work this way, when you log on to Blackboard, it should be a group. And you should be able to log into a group. So you should be able to talk to everybody who's timetabled in this room. So please, 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 go on, have a look, see if you can get into your group, see if you can send a message to somebody else in the class, and that will really help you for later on in the assignment. Okay. So, individual, 50% of the mark. Team, 20% of your mark. So what that consists of, though, is the results you put in the results section, and you're going to peer assess each other in your group. So you're going to say, you can say exactly what you think, but I want you to say how everybody's contributed within the group. Okay? So you peer assess everybody in your group. The group, then, in the team, the group is 30%. So you're going to write the conclusions, so you're going to summarise these different recipes and their properties. You're going to write a nice introduction for me. Now, you might not talk about the same aspects of acid dyes as one of the other timetable sessions. So what I'd like from the introduction is to just gently bring me into the report. This report tells me about this report. This report will cover the following areas of acid dyes, nylon, wash fastness, etc. It's all right. Don't worry. It's all right. I've got people. It's okay. All right. Front matter. What I'd like is a nice report front cover. Okay? Nice report front cover, and then in your table of contents, I want the section name, and I want your student number. Okay? So I know who's done each of the sections. On the second page, I'd like a table of teams. So then I know the team number with a set of student numbers, so I know who's in each of the teams as well. Okay? Then tables of figures, and whatever else. Okay, so bringing it together. So finally, your final lab session should be in week 8. That means that you guys will hand in week 10, the Thursday of week 10. Those who finish in week 9 will give in week 11, and those who finish in week 10 will give in week 12. Okay. It's not a lot of work if you look at it, but it's quite common that you need to communicate information about something, whether it be a product or perhaps a trend area, between different groups within the company. Okay, has anybody got any questions? No? Okay, well, what I'll do is I'll leave you with this. You'll find you've got some free time in many of these labs. The way that I would use it is perhaps I'd go and sit out there when people aren't spraying screens. Perhaps say, okay, for the report, let's use this font size, this line spacing, so that when you bring everything together, it all looks nice and it all flows well. Okay? I would also set some deadlines for everybody. So I would say, if you, once you've done the final lab session, after say a week, then everybody should have their results completed. Yep.
The lab that is on the last day of term,
Right.
we then go home and then
Yeah.
we have 4 days when we get back till week 10 Thursday.
No, because if that's week
Yeah,
8,
because it's week.
week 8, you'll have all of week 9, and then it'll be week 10.
Oh, okay. So
Is
we
that
won't be
alright?
able to- yeah,
And
so we
plus
won't-
you've got Blackboard as well, so you can talk
Okay.
to everybody.
Alright.
So yeah, we did have to think about this. We did try and make it fair for everybody. Actually, if anything, it's unfair that your group's got all of Easter. So, so just yeah, we did think it through. Okay, is that all right? Yeah. What I'll do then is I'll leave this document here. You have a look through now while you're waiting for your test to finish. I'll come back about 10 to 11, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go up into colour physics, and we're going to look at what impact lighting can have on the different colours of your goods, your garments, and we'll also have a look at assessing your colour vision. Yeah? Oh yes, it's been there for weeks. Yeah, it's if you go in the assessments section, it's an honest PDF. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, and then we'll have a look at colour vision, which has been quite entertaining because some of the guys have really struggled. One of the girls, but most of the girls are usually pretty good. Okay, so I'll leave you with it now, and I'll see you in a minute.